I'm hearing for you, Sagittarius, that amazing new connections are available, personal and individual, as well as groups. So, you are meant this month to lean into your best qualities of being curious, adventurous, open, um, letting down barriers, welcoming in the people who feel authentic and real to you, that you resonate with, and conversely, not being afraid to release, let go of, detach from connections that are not authentic, not enlivening to you. Okay? These new connections want to come in, and sometimes we do have to kind of like dust things off, clear out the room. It's kind of, it's like donating clothes that we don't need anymore so that we can fill the closet up with stuff that feels more like us. Spirit is being really funny. Okay. Also, hi, Sagittarius. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before. And we're going to get into some cards and look at the story of your month. And we're also going to pull a persona card to see how you are showing up, what spirit most wants you to bring forward from yourself as the protagonist in your story. But spirit is using the phrase sacred convergence, a sacred coming together of you with another slash others. It's a wow. Let me just, sorry, that's the bottom of the deck. We're still shuffling. I haven't pulled them, but that's pretty interesting. I was going to say that is appropriate because it's Gemini season, and Gemini is your opposite sign. So for those of you that are Sagittarius rising, that means your seventh house, the house of partnerships and meeting people, is getting lit up this month. So let's see. Let's get into this story. Be open to groups of people and people in general that you resonate with. Don't be afraid to release the others. Things are happening. Things are happening with that, and like what I'm hearing from Spirit is things want to happen, and that's why certain people are getting drawn in and others are feeling less and less like your people. Okay, let's get into the story of your cards, shall we, Sag? Thank you, Spirit. We want to know the truth. What's showing up for Sagittarius? Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius dominant people. In the month of June, Spirit, we want to know what is showing up for Sagittarius. What have you been noticing? And what direction do you want to point them in for their highest good, Spirit? We want to know your guidance for Sagittarians to help them step into the future that is most joyful, fulfilling, abundant, secure, peaceful, aligned. What do you want to share with Sagittarius in order to help them do that, Spirit? We want to know your guidance. We also want to know the kind of climate around Sagittarius, any helpful or hindering influences. How can they best show up, Spirit, in what is showing up for them this month, for their highest good? Always the question. Perfect. Okay. Woo! These cards are jumping, Sag. Wow. We're almost there. Don't worry. I'll pop your cards up in just a second. You're going to be able to see what I'm seeing. Thank you, Spirit. Just one more, please, for Sagittarius. What they need to know this month for their highest good. I'm hearing again, if you want it, go get it. If you want it, ask for it. Like, put yourself out there. Don't hold back. Not something Sagittarians typically need to worry about, but if you have any hesitation, if you need just one little nudge, take that nudge. You do a lot for other people is something else that they're saying, Sagittarius. So if there's something that you want, people are going to generally be happy to give it to you. Wow. You give a lot and people are going to want to give it back to you. Love it. Wow. Jeez. Okay, what a great reading, Sagittarius. I see only one tiny little spot of static, and that is just to do with your vision and your confidence in what it is that you have to give. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so You, as the protagonist of your story, you're showing up as the Page of Wands. Fire. Great news. And Sagittarius is the eternal student as well as the amazing teacher. And it's because they are the eternal student that they are the amazing teacher. So Page of Wands is saying, remember to keep a beginner's mind. Keep a fresh perspective. Be open. Be curious. Again, lean into your best Sagittarian qualities. Ask good questions is something the Spirit is saying. And I'm hearing that part of the reason they're saying that is you might be taking certain things for granted or just assuming certain things. And it's like, ask more and better and more fun, more playful questions of yourself and of others. This is important this month, okay? You have really beautiful cards. There may be a little bit of uncharacteristic fear of leaving your comfort zone or just expanding gently, like out of that comfort zone. You know, Albert Camus, they're reminding me of a quote from the philosopher and writer Albert Camus that is, don't drown, overflow gently. So you don't have to get trapped. If you feel a little bit of fear, if you feel a little resistance, it's like, that's okay. Remind yourself that that's okay. And that's okay to be there. That doesn't stop you from growing. It doesn't stop you from discovering new things until you decide that it does. You know what I'm talking about? I feel kind of like it's like maybe there's like a formula, and it's like I could stick to the formula, or I could do something a little bit different. And I feel like do something a little bit different. I mean, you can see your cards. Come on. Okay. So sitting as the point of reference of the past, the Magician, you have everything that you need. You have all the skills necessary, the cup, the wand, the sword, the pentacle. Now it's about how you remix them. So you've already had this brilliant idea. You've already set up this amazing manifestation. Now in the present moment, Four of Pentacles, you might not be as aware as Spirit is of how capable you are and all of the resources that you have at your disposal. And those are also internal resources. Overflow gently. Four of Pentacles is a little bit like, it's a little bit energetically constipated. It's a little bit backed up. It's a little bit held in. And Four of Pentacles is a card that says that you have enough. It may not be lots and lots and lots, but it is definitely enough. But if you remain tight, it's hard to get more. But more is so available. Look at the other side of your reading. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the Sun. And look what is sitting in the position representing the guidance. The Empress. Open up. Open up to receive. The Four of Pentacles is quite closed off. Spirit is saying it can also indicate thinking small. It's like, oh, I'll do this many. Or, oh, I'll make this much. Or, I think that I can do this. And the world is looking at you like, wait, but you have this whole orchard. You know, like this person who is wearing a crown and furs and is clearly sitting in a castle surrounded by all this amazing juicy land and water and everything that he could possibly need. But he has decided to make this little sandbox-sized fortress. So, don't be stuck in a sandbox. Don't get stuck in your fortress. 0, the future, fresh start, clean slate, the Fool, get in over your head, try something new. Don't be afraid to strike out on your own. Don't be afraid to try something nobody's ever done before. I see that most of you are going to break out of a little bit of this self-inflicted held backness. And maybe it's kind of, I'm hearing for some of you, of course these are general readings, Sagittarius, but I'm hearing for some of you it's like a real return to self. Like, oh my God, getting out of that situation or relationship or even just a way of thinking that is very limiting. I'm remembering who I am. And that's what Spirit is showing me, is like Mufasa parting the clouds. Remember who you are, Simba. Remember who you are, Sagittarius. You can always change. You can Always remix it. That's what Spirit is saying. Always. From the day you are born till the day you transition, and then you'll learn how to do it on the other side and in the other dimensions and planes. You know what I'm saying? But right here, in this body, in this life, you can change your mind at any time, and you can remix things at any time. You can start again at any time. You are allowed. Want to come back to your guidance card, the Empress. The Four of Pentacles and the Empress are very nearly opposite energies. The Four of Pentacles is the kind of like, I'm counting my chickens. I'm holding everything in and close and like want to make sure nobody takes this from me. Whereas the Empress is this very open energy, and she is as generous as she is good at accepting gifts graciously. You know what I mean? She's a great receiver. She, like, people love to give to her because the way she makes them feel when they do it. So, your generosity will be given and received this month. Be open to both. Be open to both. Four of Pentacles, again, says you may feel tight, but you have more than you know. Can you get into that? Can you get into, again, being curious, being playful? In what ways do I have more than I think I do? In what ways do I shrink myself or my possibilities down before I can really find out what's there? There's more available. You're a boundless sign by nature, but maybe this month there's just a little something happening that has you questioning that, or being fearful of taking a chance, being fearful of taking a risk. Well, here I am to tell you, do your Sagittarian thing. Trust your luck is something that Spirit is saying. And be creative. Something that the Empress has is she's not judging her creative or literal baby before it gets here. She's just trying to create the conditions under which it can thrive. She's not like, you need to make me this much money, or you need to look like this, or you need to have this talent, or you need to have this kind of result. That's Emperor stuff. Empress stuff is, I will nurture myself, my talents, my desires, my money, etc., and trust that the process will unfold. And ironically, as you do that, as you loosen up about making more money and creating more abundance, getting more resources come to you. I'm also hearing, again, share generously. A lot of you, maybe you have like a side hustle or something that you are trying to do, and it's like, can you share what you do for free so that other people can see the demonstration of it? Because if you give some away, people will be willing to pay for it. Six of Pentacles can graduate into the 10 of Pentacles, where your seed becomes a tree, becomes an orchard. And soon it's taking care of itself. You know what I'm saying? So this is not the time to dig your heels in. This is not the time to cross your arms and like batten down the hatches. This is not that time. This is time to open the sails. That's what Spirit is saying. The Sun sits in the key and conclusion position. Joy, clarity, vitality, energy, the ability to be like, I know exactly what I want now. And I can see Mufasa, everything the light touches. That's what Spirit is saying. Oh my God, I love doing this. Okay, Sag, how does that sit on you? What's that bringing up? If you have questions or stories, reflections, I truly love to hear them, and I reply to every single one. So thank you to those of you who take the time to give me your feedback. Good or bad, like, dislike, subscribe if you vibe. I appreciate you, Sagittarius. And if I don't see you before then I hope I will see you in your mid-month checkpoint reading. Till then, bye, Sag.